hours, reports surfaced that Carter had been released, making it clear that the WNBA was done with her. And yet, instead of showing remorse, Carter doubled down. No apology, no acknowledgement, just pure denial. In a post-game interview, when asked about the incident, Carter brushed it off as if it never happened.
Cheer for your teammates, be a part of this team, and then ensues an altercation between the two where Chennedy Carter was sent to the locker room mid-game, of which afterwards, after the game, this is what has been reported. I guess Chennedy Carter wanted to fight Courtney Williams, like physically fight Courtney Williams, who backed away from this and was like, no way. So there was no actual physical altercation that happened.
That's right.
Back when she played for the Atlanta Dream, the warning signs were already there. Reports surfaced about tension with teammates, and eventually she was suspended for conduct detrimental to the team. But instead of learning from that mistake, she doubled down. When the Chicago Sky took a chance on her, they had already included a contract clause, allowing them to part ways easily if things went south. The reaction was immediate. Fans erupted in boos. Players on both teams froze in shock, and executives watching from the stands had already made up their minds. This wasn't just a hard foul. It was a reckless, career-altering decision. The WNBA has seen its fair share of physical play, but this was different. Therefore, it wasn't surprising when the Chicago Sky acted swiftly, cutting ties with Carter before the situation could spiral even further. Teams understand the business of basketball, and targeting Clark isn't just a bad play, it's bad for business. Carter made the worst possible enemy, and every executive knew it. Clark's ability to draw fans, sell tickets, and generate revenue makes her an asset unlike any other. Therefore, any player who tries to harm that investment isn't just hurting Clark, they're hurting the entire league. Carter made herself a liability, and no team is willing to take that risk. If there was any hope of redemption, it would have come from her teammates. But instead of defending her, they distanced themselves immediately.
People was predicting that she's going to go to the Aces. I told y'all early on, I don't think no WNBA team is going to sign her. For Chicago to get rid of her and not get nothing speak volumes. That's how bad they wanted her gone. That set the tone in her free agency to let them know we don't care about her. We're just going to release her. We don't want nothing for her. She got to go.
This created a growing sense of isolation that became painfully clear when the Chicago Sky decided to let her go. The fallout didn't stop there. Other teams around the league took note. The WNBA is a tight-knit community and word travels fast. Executives began sharing their thoughts privately. Some even went on record anonymously, calling Carter uncoachable and a risk that no team should take. It became clear that Carter had run out of options. Therefore, when Carter shoved the league's biggest moneymaker, she didn't just commit a foul, she committed career suicide.
And wherever she goes, ratings follow. The WNBA draft, the doubleheader to open the NBA season. Ratings. I'm going to remind y'all that in the 28-year history of the WNBA, only 9 players in the league's history have eclipsed on-court earnings of $1 million.
Guys, it is officially official. Chennedy Carter is an unrestricted free agent in the WNBA. The Chicago Sky opt to not extend a qualifying offer to her, and right now she is on the market and is free and available to go wherever she wants.
She didn't just shove Caitlin Clark, she shoved her entire career off a cliff. Chennedy Carter was once a promising talent, but in one reckless moment, she made herself the most radioactive free. Executives began sharing their thoughts privately. Some even went on record anonymously, calling Carter uncoachable and a risk that no team should take. It became clear that Carter had run out of options. the league didn't hesitate.
Do you have any regrets on how it happened and everything that's happened since then?
I don't have any regrets with anything. I'm going to compete and play 100% hard no matter who it is, like I said, or who we're playing. No, I don't have any regrets.
What made Carter's mistake even worse was who she targeted. Caitlin Clark isn't just another rookie, she is the face of the league's future. Viewership is up. Attendance is breaking records. Merchandise sales have skyrocketed. And the common denominator, Caitlin Clark. But when Chennedy Carter took things too far, she instantly became the league's biggest villain. The moment was caught in high definition for millions to see. Carter, frustrated and reckless, shoving Caitlin Clark with enough force to make the entire arena gasp. The reaction was immediate. Fans erupted in boos. Players on both teams froze in shock, and executives watching from the stands had already made up their minds. This wasn't just a hard foul. It was a reckless, career-altering decision. Caitlin Clark isn't just another rookie. She is the face of the league's future. Viewership is up. Attendance is breaking records. Merchandise sales have skyrocketed. And the common denominator, Caitlin Clark. The WNBA is heavily invested in her success, ensuring she thrives as the league's biggest draw. Therefore, when Carter shoved the league's biggest moneymaker, she didn't just commit a foul, she committed career suicide. Chennedy Carter thought she was making a statement on the court. Instead, she made the biggest mistake of her career. The shove on Caitlin Clark wasn't just a bad moment, it was the final nail in the coffin of a career already filled with controversy. The WNBA moved on without hesitation, and now Carter has nowhere to go. The reality is, talent isn't enough if you can't control your actions. It wasn't just about the shove anymore, it was about a pattern of bad decisions and a refusal to change. Therefore, Carter didn't just push Caitlin Clark, she pushed away any hope of a future in the WNBA. For many players, getting cut is a wake-up call. It's a chance to reflect, apologize, and work toward a second chance. But Carter? She refused to acknowledge reality. Chennedy Carter was once a promising talent, but in one reckless moment, she made herself the most radioactive free agent in the WNBA. The shove heard around the world didn't just make headlines, it ended her career.
It looked like the push that was heard around the world has cost WNBA player Chennedy Carter her career.
The Chicago Sky wasted no time cutting ties, and now every team in the league has her on a do not sign list. But this wasn't just about one bad decision. Carter had been burning bridges for years. There were warning signs from the very start of her WNBA career.
Watch it. Offensive rebound, Savali, and she's really tied up by Carter. Carter showing some spite.
But she ignored them. Therefore, this one moment of aggression was enough to tip the scales completely against her. Before this moment, Chennedy Carter had already gained a reputation, and not a good one.
Double. And the loss against Phoenix. Here's Mabry. Posting low. She's going to go to the free throw line on the foul by Carter.
Mabry hits her with a pump fake. And coming down hard is Chennedy Carter. That looks like it hurt.
She had talent, no question. But instead of learning from that mistake, she doubled down. When the Chicago Sky took a chance on her, they had already included a contract clause, allowing them to part ways easily if things went south. And after the shove, that clause was activated without hesitation. Every player has a reputation, and Carter's had been spiraling for years. Therefore, when she added unnecessary aggression to her already long list of red flags, she didn't just hurt Clark, she destroyed her own future in the league. Carter had plenty of chances to repair her image, but instead of growing from her past mistakes, she seemed to embrace them. Coaches lost faith in her, teammates distanced themselves, and executives